Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be determining how to fix my broken Integra. So I was driving home from a camping trip and I was in second gear coasting down a hill and my engine abruptly shut off. I parked it on the street, popped the hood, and saw nothing visibly wrong. Now while all of this was happening, I've been working on some video ideas with AutoZone, and to me this seemed like the perfect opportunity since my car was dead and obviously I'm going to be in need of some new parts. AutoZone liked the idea, so we'll be going through the process of determining what's wrong and how to fix it myself. To start off, an engine needs 4 things to run: spark, fuel, air, and compression. The first step is to eliminate which of these are not causing the issue. Now we know that the car stopped immediately, and although it could crank easily after it shut off, it would not start. Due to how immediately the engine stopped, to me it seemed that fuel couldn't be the issue because there was no sputtering or vibrating from the engine before it died. It's also unlikely that compression would go away instantly, and there was nothing impeding airflow. This led me to believe that the problem was spark related. The first thing to do is to test to see if there's any spark getting to the plugs. This can be done using a test light, or if you don't have that available, simply connect a screwdriver to the plug and put it next to a location it can ground the spark to. While cranking the engine, if you do see a spark, the issue is not with the wires or anything before the wires, though that doesn't rule out the spark plugs. If a spark is not seen, the issue is with the wires or anything leading to them. As you can see, I had no spark at the plug, so I decided to check out the distributor. Next, I removed the distributor cap by removing 3 8mm screws and tested to see if I could get a spark from the ignition coil, where the spring is seen. After cranking the engine, no spark fired, so it's likely that either the ignition coil or the ignition control module has failed. In order to get to the ignition control module, I need to remove the rotor to remove the plastic covering. The first thing you need to do to remove the rotor is to remove the set screw holding it in. This is no problem. You simply crank the engine very briefly until you can get the set screw visible and then remove it using a screwdriver. Unfortunately, this is where things went south. After removing the set screw, I couldn't get the rotor off. It had rusted to the shaft, and penetrating oil, heat, and prying away with a screwdriver didn't get it to budge. As a last-ditch effort, I heated up the rotor, perhaps too hot, and pried at the collar holding it to the cylinder. In doing so, I managed to break the rotor off. Not the worst issue, it's a replaceable item, but the collar remained on the cylinder and I couldn't get it off. Rather than spending more time ruining the distributor, I decided to simply replace it entirely. This is actually a very easy job on the Integra. I bought the replacement distributor for $220 at AutoZone, and the good news is it comes with a lifetime warranty, so if anything ever goes wrong with it, I can bring it back for a replacement. To replace the distributor, there are 3 12mm bolts which first need to be removed, and you want to make sure that you know where the rotor is so when you replace it, you have the distributor clocked correctly. There's also a wire harness that the distributor needs to be disconnected from as well. Before sliding the new distributor on, you'll want to remove the distributor cap so that you can properly align the rotor. Match the rotor to the way you had it when you removed the old rotor. This will be fairly simple to do because the design only allows for it to go in one of 2 ways. So if you're off by 180 degrees. Slide the distributor on, reconnect it with the wire harness, and replace the distributor cap. Now make sure that you connect your plugs in the right order, matching the connections from the old distributor cap. Once everything is connected and the bolts torqued up, you're good to go. The moment of truth is firing it up. And it starts. So a big thank you to AutoZone for sponsoring this video and bringing my Integra back to life. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below.